Unfortunately, we have no choice left. It is very evident. I think consumers across the board have known that certain cars more than others do face massive problems because of E20. Now, the government has already decided that E20 is here and it's here to stay. And now anything and everything that they say has to be in defense of their policy. So they are going to try to subdue it and they are going to try to, make statements which make them seem in positive light. But at the end of the day, if I have to really talk about it from the point of view of a consumer, we have no choice left. It's done, it's dusted. E20 is here to stay. Of course, we deserve the option of having E5, having E10. People use their cars for very long times. It's a very sentimental purchase. If we think about cars before 2016, which were BS3 certified, which are now giving problems, and the problems stated by the government are obviously going to be lesser than the problems that already exist. So that's only 10 years back. So if I'm thinking that cars older than 10 years are already going to give me extra maintenance bills or problems at the service center, as the owner coughing up 15 lakhs, 20 lakhs, 30 lakhs, crores, even some people, facing that issue is obviously not something that we would like to see. Now, we don't have E5 and E10 options. The
Yeah.
only option that we have right now is 100 octane, about 170 rupees per liter. You have Speed 100, XP 100, Power 100, but 170 rupees per liter.
Yeah.
And we're living in India right now, right? The amount of money that a regular Indian makes is very different from what many Western countries make. And if I have to spend 170 rupees per liter with my hard earned money, as
Fair
the
point.
end consumer, as a voter, I don't necessarily feel proud about it or happy about it. But then again, our backs are against the wall right now. We don't have a choice now, do we? So the only thing that I can think about right now, and this is my own personal opinion, I've stopped looking at petrol cars. Now, when I think about my next car, it has to be an EV. Luckily, the government has done a lot of good at that end with increased infrastructure, lots of subsidies. So there is an option out of this. And unfortunately, it's EVs, passionate drivers,
I understand that.
automobile
I absolutely
lovers.
understand that. But,
Yeah.
the interesting, dichotomy here is that even as you're talking about the EV and the shift to EV, which, by the way, we have another study. It's a remarkable study. We'll, put that out as well right after this ethanol 20 segment. So do stay on with us. The question is that there are a lot of people. Then, Mr. Shivram, please come in on this. There are a lot of people that are buying the 100 octane. I mean, the demand for 100 octane has surged by about 50, 60%, even though it is sold at less than 1% of the petrol pumps across the country. Earlier, that demand was very little. Now people are coughing up the extra bucks. So on one hand, you've got shift to EV, and the other hand, you have people that are willing to cough up 160 plus rupees per liter for that zero ethanol fuel.
Yeah. So, in fact, we have noticed that here in Bangalore as well. There are a very few petrol bunks that actually sell 100 octane. And we've actually seen people line up at these petrol bunks to make sure that they do get, their bit of 100 octane as well. Now, the truth is, when E20 was introduced, we believe that it wasn't transitioned into the market really well. It was just brought and put in there and said, okay, now we're giving you E20 petrol, deal with it, right? But I think if they transitioned it well and they'd given us advance notice, the manufacturers also would have made whatever required changes to actually bring the vehicles, after which they brought in E20 petrol into India, made the parts so, that would actually go with with that kind of fueling. So, yes, it is really difficult for everyone right now. As Rohit rightfully said, EV is the next option. Not that, especially for people like us who are very, very passionate about driving cars and we race cars, it's not something that we really look forward to. So our only option is 100 octane fuel, which is sky high in pricing. And we are very passionate about our vehicles, so we do not really want to fill in the kind of fuel that we are being offered today. You're absolutely right. I really wish we had a lot more options where we as customers see. The thing is, even though E20 fuel is being offered, the price of the fuel hasn't come down.
Yeah, yeah.
Right? What's the logic then of having E20 fuel if the price hasn't come down?
I understand. I absolutely understand. Which is why, let's come to the third aspect of this discourse. Rohit, earlier, as a matter of fact, just yesterday, the Petroleum Minister, Hardeep Puri, he was sitting across the protesters, the team Bharat, led by, I think, Tehseen Poonawala. And some of those demands that have been tabled is that we need to know, you can't have an indefinite timeline. We need to know what is happening within a stipulated timeline. We also need to know whether you're going to lower the prices. If we are filling up E20 in our cars, then it has to be at a discount of at least 20%. And bring back E5, bring back E10, bring back E15. Give us those options. But I think that's not possible anymore with the kind of firm stand that the government is taking altogether. And of course, some data on the compatibility of how many E20 compliant cars are there on the road. Now, tomorrow there was the Gaddi March. We don't know whether that's going to happen anymore or not, because now that the ministers have met the protesters. But are you tracking these developments? Are you tracking the details of Team Bharat? And do you think that's going to reap any kind of dividends given what happened with the Cockroach Janata Party and the resignation of Dharmendra Pradhan? I mean, that's something that everybody's talking about.
The purpose of the government, by the people, for the people. Think about it from the E20 point of view, right? By the people, for the people. But I want to truly understand, who is E20 benefiting? Think about it from a consumer. I see only cons. My only option for good petrol is at 170 rupees per liter. Does that benefit the people? No, it doesn't. Cars are getting damaged. It has been now addressed by Nitin Gadkari himself. Cars older than 2016. For the people, by the people. Does that mean cars older than 10 years do not matter anymore? Not true. Fuel contamination is the biggest worry when it comes to E20 fuel. What has been done by the government to be ensuring that there is no fuel contamination across the massive petrol pump infrastructure that has been there? That needs to be addressed as well. The protest that we're seeing, led by Tehseen Poonawala, that is genuinely freedom of expression. There are people out there in India right now that want answers. The government is by the people and for the people, and the people want answers because this is important. Cars are expensive. Fuel is expensive. Cars are passionate. Cars are important for the economy, for logistics, for so many things. The automobile industry is very important, and the people want answers. And the question is simple. If the people aren't happy, if the people are facing cons, who truly is benefiting? If this is all about saving forex, I have another question. Your dispromoting petrol, moving
Okay.
towards EVs. But does EVs really help your forex reserve? Because you're moving one dependence on fuel to another dependence on batteries. Batteries come from China. So right now you're importing fuel from Venezuela, Russia, Iran, I don't know. You import fuel from a lot of places, the Middle East. You're importing batteries from China. Are you really helping your forex reserve? In the first call that I had with you on News 9, Tessing made a very important point. Because of the crops that we're using to produce ethanol right now,
Yeah.
the production of ethanol has gone past how much we can produce. We're importing crops to produce ethanol. So are we
We're
really
importing
helping
crops.
our
We're also
forex?
using a very high amount of water that goes into the production of ethanol. That also needs to be taken into account. So how green is this fuel really is something that, there are big question marks on that, Rohit. You're absolutely right.